Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Keaton, and today I've got a little deathmatch video for you guys, and I thought I would tell you all the story of how I lost my job. This was a while ago. I've been unemployed for far too long now. I've been looking for a job, and man, it's tough out there, I tell you what, but if you guys are curious, I actually have my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from UCLA, so I really should not have much difficulty getting a job. I've had a couple interviews. I actually drove all the way down to LA, like 8 hours, to interview with the company last week, and I actually just got off the phone for another phone screen, but man, it's tough. So anyways, to kind of get into the story, I graduated back in December of 2023, and I found a company here in Chico, actually, where I live, and I won't say the name of it. I'll keep everything anonymous, but yeah, I interviewed with them, and then they offered me an internship as a test engineer, and it was a 3-month internship, and throughout my time there, I was really enjoying pretty much everyone I was working with, and I was liking the job for the most part. You know, there's a lot of paperwork involved. It was not my favorite aspect, but the core of what I was doing, I thought I was really good at, and I was enjoying it. And I really liked working with my primary boss. He was really nice guy. He's super easy and fun to work with. But yeah, so anyways, there was somebody who worked at the company who they told me, like, I guess there was another intern who had worked there, and I guess early on in his internship he asked, like, hey, are you guys gonna give me like a full-time position and put me on salary? And I guess they did not like that he asked that. So it was pretty much a warning from somebody who was working there full-time, saying like, hey, don't ask too early. Like, you shouldn't ask if you're gonna get a full-time job right away, like during your internship. So that was like probably like a month into my 3-month internship, and so I thought, okay, well, here we are, fast forward with, like, I have 2 weeks left in my internship, and I was kind of like wondering, like, okay, well, they haven't said anything, like, I've got to ask at some point here. So I waited until the Friday of my second to last week, so I had 1 week left in my 3-month internship, and at the end of the day I went to HR, and I said, hey, just wondering, I'm just curious, like, when can we have a conversation about if I'll be offered like a full-time position or not? And she said, oh, we can actually do that right now. We can have that conversation right now. I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. And she said, well, first of all, I want to tell you that we are willing, like, today, to offer you a 3-month internship extension, because so far what you've been doing is a lot of test work, and like, during my interview I kind of told them I want to get more into like electrical design, and she said, well, we want to hire you full time, but we kind of want to see you in a design role a little bit more before that. So she said, okay, yeah, well, we want to extend your internship for 3 months. And so I said, okay, well, I'm glad that I can keep working here, but I suppose that's a little unfortunate, because I kind of expected to be getting paid salary. I mean, as an intern, I was getting paid like much less than half of what I would be making as a full-time employee. And I was working full-time. I was working, more than 40 hours a week, probably like 45 hours a week almost. And so I said, okay, well, that's good. I'm glad that I can get put into more of a design kind of role, because they have one like embedded systems engineer at the company who I really wanted to basically like work with more, because that's kind of the job that I want to move into. And so after I said that, she said, okay, well, can you tell me what is it that you're liking about your job so far, and what is it you're disliking? And so I went on and I told her kind of the same stuff I said earlier to you guys, like, oh yeah, I really like most of the 99% of what I'm doing. And she said, okay, well, what do you dislike? And I said, well, to be honest, there's one person at this company who kind of just rubs me the wrong way, and he's really short with me, and doesn't really seem to like give me like any respect or any time of day, or like really let me like even speak sometimes. And this is kind of the reason that I had this thought, is because like one of the like big things that happened that like really just like stood out to me is like, man, this guy is so difficult to work with. Is there was one day, this was literally like the week after I found out that my brother has a tumor, and he asked me to like do something. What was it? I'm trying to remember. He said, "Oh, do we have this thing?" And I said, "Oh yeah, we do have that." Because I had to think about it for a second, and then he kind of just looked at me, and I said, maybe he's like wanting me to like show some initiative here about like why he's asking me that question. So I said like, yeah, just to, you know, like we're gonna also need this thing, this other thing to be able to like do the task that we need to do. And he said, "That's not what I asked." And he literally like yelled at me like, "That's not what I asked." Like he said it so mean and rude, and I was just like, I literally just responded like, yes, I just told you that we do have that thing. I just told you that, you know. I didn't say that I just told you that. I literally only said the word yes. I was like, yeah, you know, like, yes. And that just really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't know why he was so rude. And I didn't say anything. I didn't retaliate, but I did go home that day pretty upset, because I was just like, man, why is this guy got to be like this to me? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying every single day, like, as hard as I can. I'm working so hard for this guy, and yeah, I just feel like he doesn't respect me at all. And I could, I could tell more stories about how he disrespects a lot of the other people at the company. Like, he just has a very mean demeanor, doesn't truly treat people like humans. And it's weird because everyone else at the company is so nice. It's really just him, and he's the president of the company. And yeah, long story short, the HR who I was talking to, who I was telling this to, she's actually the daughter of the president of the company. And I guess, yeah, so anyways, I told her this, and then she said, okay, well, I had no idea, like, and actually he, the president she's talking about, told me to, like, ask you, like, to see if you were liking the job or not, because he said he couldn't get a read on you. And so I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'm really liking the job. I want to keep working here. And I'm glad that you guys are offering me an extension. I'm a little disappointed that it's not a salaried position, but I understand if you want to like see me do other work, then sure, that makes sense. I want to keep working here. And she said, okay, well, on Monday, like, let me know if you still want to keep working here. And I said, oh, no, like, it's not. And I think she was implying that like I disliked the president so much that like I shouldn't want to keep working here. But I told her, I said, oh no, like, it's okay, like, I can work through problems, like, I can approach him and talk to him about this, and like we can resolve it and like figure out how to talk, you know, and communicate better. And she said, oh, well, do you want me to just talk to him this weekend and tell him like everything you said? And I said, no, like, I don't want someone else to come to him with that problem, or like bring a third person into our working communication. Like, I'll approach him myself on my own time, right? And obviously, if it was like a big enough deal to me, I would have already done that. Like, I would have quit, you know, like. But anyways, so the weekend goes by. My thinking is I'm gonna show up on Monday and everything is gonna be chill. Like, it's gonna be whatever, and I'm gonna have a job. And I walk through the front door, and every day in the morning we have like a little tag up meeting with my boss, and she stops me and before I go into the meeting, and she says, hey, I need to see you in my office. And I said, oh, okay.
Bro, push,
and she says,
go.
yeah, so I thought about it over the weekend, and I decided I had to put on my big HR pants, as she said it, and let you go. I said, what? And she said, yeah, you. And then she handed me some papers and said, you need to sign this notice saying that you've been informed that you're no longer an employee here, and then you can go home for the day. And I said, okay. And I said, like, hey, do I have to sign this document? Because I want to keep working here. Like, you're telling me as HR that I have to sign this document saying that this is a notice that you're letting me go. and it's because I voiced a complaint about the president of the company.
There's bugs in your skin.
Right, totally legitimate complaint, because he was really rude to me and a lot of other people. And she said, yep. So I said, okay then, I guess I'll leave. And so I went home, and yeah, that's the story. I've been looking for a job ever since, and it has been extremely difficult. Obviously I spend most of my time applying to engineering jobs because that's what I went to school for, and that's what I got my degree in. And it's pretty difficult, and I need the money, so I started applying for, like local jobs, and like even like Chipotle, because I really like cooking. And I thought maybe this could be like a nice part-time job. Then maybe if something better comes along, I can do that. But I feel like even with like jobs like a Chipotle, I get denied because I don't really have much experience working in a kitchen, and they probably like see my resume and just assume that I'm not really like looking to work there full time, and they're gonna like let me, they think I'm probably gonna quit after a month when I find a new job, so they probably like kind of rules me out. So I'm in a tough situation where I don't really have I have a hard time getting like any job. It's really difficult. So if you guys are in a similar position and you guys are struggling with unemployment, I'm feeling for you. The job market is really tough right now, and yeah, if you're in that same boat as me, I hope it turns around. But yeah, that is the story of how I lost my job. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Got some pretty cool clips in this one. So anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.